Welcome to the Turtle Club. Hey guys, guess what?
What?
Holy
shit!
Season 4, baby!
Season 4!
He just cracked
Did you just
open a
break
LaCroix.
something? Are you okay?
Just cracked open a LaCroix.
We fucking made it.
We
you know
did
what?
it, boys.
They said that we couldn't do it. You know what?
All my
showed
teachers.
you, Mom.
All my teachers.
All the
They
teachers.
said that we shouldn't.
All the doctors.
No, they
No,
said
it's not that we couldn't, it's that we shouldn't.
My fucking
Yeah.
rabbi told me I couldn't do it. Well, guess what, bitch? I'm here.
Nacho!
Nacho!
Nacho Libre! All right, we have a new format, everybody. We should
Welcome to
explain that
season
up
4.
front.
We each got assigned a month, and we're gonna pick 2 movies for the month. The first month
Yeah.
Eli chose, and Eli, what did you pick?
Let's introduce ourselves. My name is Eli.
Oh my god.
My choices for January were Nacho Libre from 2006 and The Wrestler from 2009. I went with a theme.
What's the theme?
My name is Michael, and I love one of these movies.
Interesting.
My name's Dave, and I left watching both of these movies somehow sadder than I have ever been as a person.
My name's... Excuse me?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
My name's Alan, and I love these movies. I love this format, and I love everything.
You know, Alan's always been the positive one around here. That's one thing we could all give him. Thanks, Alan, for that positivity. So this
It's
first
my
episode,
pleasure.
this first episode is Nacho Libre, and then there's
Yeah.
going to be a second episode this month that's The Wrestler. We decided to start with Nacho Libre because one of these movies is a good time, and one of them is the most depressing fucking thing on planet Earth.
Yeah, I
So we
kinda
decided
cried
to
at the end of
start with
Nacho.
the fun one to start the season.
Wait, this is the fun one?
Um,
Bro, I cried like the whole time.
Does
Are you dead ass serious?
Does everyone want to go around and explain their history with this?
Well, here,
movie?
real quick, before we get into it, I have a sort of an intro with some information. Since it's my choice, I'd like to start, if that's okay.
Okay, go.
Okay, the movie title is Nacho Libre from the year 2006,
fucking
directed
podcast.
by Jared Hess, written by Jared Hess and Mike White, starring Jack Black, Ana de la Reguera, and Hector Jimenez, or how's that pronounced? Jimenez?
no idea.
Whatever.
Jimenez.
Jared Hess also
Off to an
directed
embarrassing
Napoleon
start.
Dynamite, Gentlemen Broncos, and the upcoming Minecraft movie.
Gentlemen Broncos.
a
Mike
good
White
movie.
also wrote School of Rock, the Emoji Movie, and he was the creator of White Lotus. And there's my intro. I wanted
Mike
to do that
White-
for the movies.
Mike White was on Survivor as well.
Oh, I did not know that.
You would
He
know
made
that.
the final 3.
You would
There's
know
a
that.
rumor that he snuck his vape pen, his weed pen, onto the set, but we don't know if that's accurate.
That would be super funny. But yes, let's all go around and talk about our experience with this movie. Who would like to start?
I loved this movie when I was a kid. I would watch it with my dad all of the time. My dad still quotes it from time to time, but I have not seen it in probably 12 years before recently.
Down.
I saw this for the first time 5 years ago. I cried a number of times watching it because I was very depressed at the time. And I hadn't seen it again until I watched it 2 days ago.
Oh, yeah.
I had seen this fucking forever ago and completely forgot all of it outside of the line where he just shouts his own name. Nacho! I forgot the rest of the movie. So watching it again, I was just like, it was fun.
It's a
was
very fun movie. My background with this is that I watched it a lot as a child, almost too much, because my mother, it was her favorite movie of all time when it came out. And she made us watch it on an almost daily basis for like a year.
God.
And very like we're recording this in very early January. Over the Christmas we were watching some old like family home videos, and in the family home video, my mother turns to me, who's 11 at this point, and goes, "Lie, put on Nacho Libre. Let's watch Nacho Libre. Where is it?" And I remember that we had hidden it from her, so we wouldn't watch it during Christmas. Because none of us wanted to watch it again. But rewatching it for the first time, basically since that, it's a fucking funny movie.
It's really fun. It's a fun movie.
It's just like fucking ridiculousness. With this choice, but basically so both of these movies have a theme to them, obviously wrestling, but also there was an underlying theme to them as well, as that they're both involve people that Michael has gone on record saying he doesn't care for that much.
Yes.
Jack Black, the star of Nacho Libre, and then the director of The Wrestler, and we'll get into that later. But that was sort of part of my inspiration. My inspiration was also to sort of annoy Michael with those two people. But it worked out because Nacho Libre is fucking funny. Like,
it's fun.
It's so specific. It takes place in the 70s in Mexico, starring like a half Mexican, half white like chef.
Half Mexican, half Scandinavian.
It's ridiculous.
Like that was the joke. Yeah, because it's like the Scandinavian mom or whatever like came to Mexico to try and convert people. And then when that failed, they just got married.
I love it. It's a very funny movie, and I don't like Jack Black very much in other things. I really only like this movie in School of Rock. But
what? You would?
You like Tropic Thunder?
Yeah,
Tropic
but
Thunder's
he's
fun.
not like the lead in that. I'm talking about like Jack Black movies. You know what I mean? Like,
what about High Fidelity?
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
What about Be Kind, Rewind?
That movie's okay.
That movie's great.
Are you telling me that you don't like Gulliver's Travels?
Yeah.
What about what is it, Orange County?
I have not seen that.
That's a great one.
I like that one. That was good. I really love Pick a Destiny, but I feel like Michael would hate that one.
I love that one.
If you don't like Jack
totally
Black,
forgot
you're not
about
gonna
that.
like Pick a Destiny.
But no,
you hate the Mario movie?
I really love Nacho Libre. The things I really love the fucking like bizarre world that it has created, where this man has to choose between God and wrestling.
And wrestling, yeah.
Yeah, and that wrestling's real.
Yeah,
Right.
that's another thing. In this, wrestling is completely real. Like, there's no working of it. Like, there's no, like, fake predetermined nature. It is a real sport, and the wrestlers, like, it basically lives in the world of luchador wrestling, where no one ever takes their mask off. Like, the big main wrestler, Ramsey, is played by a real luchador wrestler, Silver King, by the way.
I didn't know that.
He like never, at no point do you ever see him without his mask. He's like out and about in like a shopping like market area, and he's wearing his fucking mask.
He's so good.
He's great.
He's really good. R.I.P. to Silver King. He died wrestling in 2019. He had a heart attack in the ring and died in front of an audience. So,
Well,
Oh, God.
That's a little fitting.
a little fitting.
In England.
But there's a few like in there. I don't even know where to start. Here, I have notes. Let me see this. Right away when he's serving the orphans the slop
my
food
God.
he's making, and
Oh
he does
my
that little
God.
spin move, and the
Yes.
bowls fall off of the tray.
And one of my favorite like side characters is the little kid in that scene who's like, "Can't we just get like a salad or something?" He has a couple lines that are so fucking funny to me. He's so good.
The kids in general. That kid, what was his name? Was his name Hector, or is that the
Yeah.
other one? There's Chancho.
Oh, Chancho. I was thinking Chancho.
Chancho's the chubby kid. He's also very funny. But it starts with a flashback of him wanting to be a wrestler as an orphan in this like convent, and then they dry him off by hitting him with towels.
They whip him with towels and shit. Like, the fuck was that?
Like, I have the kid's name here. His name's Juan Pablo. Juan Pablo is like, can't we just get a salad? Which is also such a funny request for an orphan to have.
Yes.
The other big movie that he had directed at this point is Napoleon Dynamite, and you could tell that it's from that same person. Like,
Napoleon Dynamite, I think, is funnier and better, but Nacho Libre comes pretty close.
Just like everything is so specific, though. Like everyone has their own like little quirks and oddities and weirdness to it.
Yes.
Like it's just the way he delivers lines in this is so funny. I watched So I found a clip of Jack Black talking about this movie and how Jared Hess's directing style is actually really not what you're supposed to do as a director in Hollywood, where he gives what's called line reads, where like he'll basically tell an actor like say it like this and he'll do the line and they have to impersonate him. And that's like really bad etiquette in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that as a director.
Yeah.
But Jack Black was saying how Jared Hess does it, and Jack Black would love it because it made his job so easy. He'd be like, "Hey, how would you say this line?" And he'd be like, "Get that corn out of my face."
Yeah.
I love
Cut
that
out of my
part.
face. It just slaps the yellow.
Cut out of my face.
That was hilarious.
And I love fucking.
The other guy just
Fucking-
fucking loses his goddamn mind.
So the homeless guy that he recruits to be his like tag team partner, Escalito, or I think his real name is Steven. Steven, he's a homeless man who hates orphans, believes in science, and and he steals the orphans' chips.
He's like an r/atheism homeless man.
Like, my favorite little joke out of that was if you watch him as they make more and more money, like he cleans his teeth up, he starts to fix his hair and take showers and stuff.
Like,
I love the whole hair thing where he keeps getting his hair pulled out.
Oh my god, in every fucking fight he just gets his hair ripped
My
out.
favorite part of the movie is when like Nacho is trying to
Ignacio.
recruit him. You know what I mean. And he throws a handful of chips down and then hides. And then he sneaks up behind him and farts and then tackles him. That is
God, the fart every time.
It's so fucking funny. Because he's like about to pounce on him like a cat. Then he rips ass and the guy turns around.
He like spoils it for himself.
Yeah.
And fun fact about that scene is that the fart wasn't scripted. It was because the actor who's playing Steven Escalito turned around before he was supposed to. And they're like, wait, why would he turn around just then? So they added the fart to make the scene make sense.
Damn, that's
What?
beautiful.
It's just absolutely incredible work. Like, imagine as a director working with your editor, it's like, wait, that doesn't make sense. What do we do? It's like, we'll just have him rip ass.
Yeah, we'll just throw it a fart real quick. It's fine.
And that's like the start of the best part of the movie for me, because right after that is the montage scene where their training methods are like the most insane shit.
Oh
Like,
my God,
he
yeah.
smears shit in his eye and then shoots
Yeah, and
him
they-
with an arrow.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
What is that supposed to do? I don't understand. Like, at what point, like, how does that help you with training for wrestling? Their relationship is so funny to me.
They're not even like friends.
Like, I'd say by the end of it, they kind of are, but, like, for a long time, they just have this very bizarre partnership
Yes.
where, for some reason, Ignacio is like, this homeless guy beat my ass one time, so he's gonna be the best fighter I know.
And he sucks.
He never wins a fight. Never once does he ever win a fight, except in the beginning when he steals the chips from Ignacio.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Like,
They fucking go everywhere, too. He doesn't get all of them.
like, it's just like a. I love
Fucking smash
when
shit.
he has to serve leftovers at the convent because of that, and the guy is like, "What is this?" He's like, "Leftovers," and it's like someone stole the chips. He's like, "Did you not tell him that they are the Lord's chips?"
Yeah.
It's like, I have had diarrhea since Easter's.
That was one of the lines my dad quote.
It's so fucking ridiculous. But there's like, I don't know. I was doing a lot of deep diving on this. I felt like sort of responsible because it's my movie. I wanted to do like come in with a lot of information here. But there's like a lot. There's like a whole world around this. So like the main song that's used in the movie, the Religious Man one,
which I fucking love.
I love that song.
I found it on Spotify. It comes
That's been
from
one of my pump up jams for years.
It's from a band called Mr. Loco. And
was it made for the movie?
No, this is from an album from 1975.
What the fuck? So then it was like time accurate?
Yeah, like because again, like it takes place in the 70s, and it's one of the influences as to why Jared Hess wanted to place it in the 70s because he wanted to use Mr. Loco music.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
What the fuck?
Which is like so specific. Like I love it so much.
But it all just works.
Apparently someone on the set of Napoleon Dynamite was listening to Mr. Loco, like, between shots, and he's like, what the hell is this? And they showed it to him, and he's like, I need to make this movie. And also, it is slightly based on a true story. It was a Mexican priest in the 70s who wrestled, like, to pay for to keep his convent alive. His name was Fray Tormenta, aka Friar Storm, and he became a wrestler to raise money for his parish. And his whole thing was that he was a religious luchador. So everything with him was like all about being like godly, and like he wouldn't wrestle wrestlers that he thought were ungodly.
That's crazy.
Huh.
It's like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's not even like, it's like one of the most far out there, ridiculous, dumb concepts for a movie ever, and it absolutely happened.
Yeah, it's like, I was thinking about that, because I didn't know that the first time I watched this, and then I had read that between the two viewings, and I could see this movie being like, the response of someone being like, I bet this guy just wanted to wrestle. The orphan didn't need it. He just loved wrestling.
I love that idea that he just like happened to be a priest or whatever, and he loved wrestling, and he's like, yeah, I'm doing it for God.
Totally for the kids.
Yeah,
like, for sure. I'm gonna
what,
buy
you think
them a
I'm
bus.
just into this?
Buy them a
No
bus.
way, dude.
Like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I got pushed here. I fell back into it.
Yeah. So, this is. I know we're jumping around.
Classic
a lot
9/11.
Here. Yeah, you know how
No. I'm
back
doing this
into
for the
it.
kids.
I know we're jumping around a lot here, but at one point he's like mad. Like Ignacio's mad that they keep losing in the ring because they don't win anything.
Yeah.
And Steven.
But hold on, can we pause actually?
Yes.
Because I want to talk about the first fight.
Oh,
That is
please.
the funniest fucking scene. Oh my god.
Oh my
And
god, yeah,
immediately-
it's
like a tag
hilarious.
team match, and it starts with the homeless guy, Steven, going first, and Nacho turns around and is like shit talking to the crowd, and in the background, Steven's just getting his ass
He's
fucking
screaming.
handed to him, and Nacho's just like shit talking, like send me a piece of that corn, and it's like so fucking funny.
And also,
It's
his outfit is like a fucking like a ski mask and sweat like a sweatsuit that doesn't fit him because it belongs to a child.
One thing I do really like about that scene, and in like an actual good filmmaking thing, is that they make him like when Nacho gets tagged in, he actually does well for like half a second. You know what I mean? Like it shows that
like,
he
he
isn't
launches
like
out good.
No, yeah,
incompetent.
you can see his potential as like someone in the ring.
Which is like I feel like that's good like movie making.
There's
to,
like a
show
lot
that.
of moments where he just doesn't have the follow through.
Yeah.
And, like, I think that's part of the problem is that he just doesn't have that until the very end. Spoilers, because, like, he finally has Sister Encarnacion there.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, nothing. I'll save it.
But I really like, you're right, where he does have moments where he's doing it, and they are cheering for him.
Yeah,
And then he
Nacho!
like gets the moment he gets kind of lost in that. The moment like he
Yes.
gets like into his own hype, that's when he loses.
That's also, and not to get religious, Alan, but that almost plays
why do you
into.
say it like that?
Sorry, sir. I just
Sorry,
that kind
sir.
of plays into the religious thing a bit, where like his downfall is his pride, and until he gives up his pride, he'll never be able to win. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, that's like a Bible thing, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure it's something like that. Yeah.
I don't know.
But
there's a
like,
lot of
or
shit
like
in that
even
book.
like, I mean, it's just
Hold
like
on, let
a
me look
good
into
story.
it.
Oh god. It just like or like Odysseus almost a little bit. It's almost like a Greek tragedy, you know? Like his pride is his fucking what's it called? His hubris.
His downfall.
Yeah, what's it called in those though? But
Hubris.
yeah, but like I feel like that's good filmmaking to like put with the themes and everything in the movie. It's not just like a dumb movie, you know what I mean? Which it is, but it's like also has some like actual good.
It's a lot of
thought
heart.
behind it, I think. Yeah, genuinely.
Yeah.
And like I think that's like what works for it on like a storytelling, because I also
Yes.
love like he tries to take shortcuts with the stupid eagle eggs thing.
Yeah, and
Oh
it
my
doesn't
God,
work.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Like it's one of the most insane things. Steven's like, I know a guy. He's a water gypsy who's got eagle eggs.
So out of character for him.
It's like this guy who believes in science also decided like, oh, I know a water gypsy, by the way.
It almost feels like
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't even
fucking.
back
think
pocket.
about that.
It almost feels like he's fucking with him. You know what I mean?
Like it's so weird, and it's so funny that they go out in this little boat, and he's like, "Okay, climb that cliff, just like free solo that shit, drink and the yolk from the eagle, and then just jump down here." Like what an insane thing!
Which-
Like, why would he ever be able to actually pull that off?
And dude, like when he's drinking the fucking yolk, he's just slamming it onto his face and kind of getting it in his mouth.
Oh,
And
so
then-
gross.
And then he rips
It's
ass
nasty.
again. He rips ass as he dives off the cliff.
God. Oh wait, no. Because he's been farting the whole time. When he spoiler alert, guys. I don't want to have to say it, but here we are. At the end of the movie, when he's jumping to go for the final dive, Adam and I were watching it, and we're like, he's gonna fart here, and there was no fart.
Whoa. What
Wow.
character development when he
See?
does. And like I also like I love that his finisher first of all, why does he pin him outside the ring? That wouldn't happen. That's not rules.
Shut
But-
up!
I love that he does like a straight like was it like a 30-foot dive?
Oh yeah, off the
He,
fucking
like, flies
top rope,
out.
he flies.
So does the eagle powers work then? Is that what that was?
I'm thinking it's more of like a squirrel suit with his cape.
Because he wasn't wearing the cape at that point.
I
And
thought
they-
he had become like more righteous and a man of God, and it was the powers
Yes.
of God helping him.
Yes.
But when he dives, they do the eagle like screech sound effect.
No, that's a God sound effect.
That's the God sound effect.
Yeah, God is in every...
Whenever God talks to me, it sounds like
Oh
that.
no. Anyway, getting off the religious theme. I think it's the eagle.
You say it like I do it all the time. I haven't mentioned it since the letter.
Yeah.
I feel like you're really digging in for something here, Michael.
I don't know. I know we're jumping around, but I really like the vibes
We
of
are?
this movie. Like I really like. So he's got his dumb, weird little scooter grocery cart thing
Yeah.
that he gets
Yeah,
around
oh, I
on.
love that thing. It's fun.
I don't even know what that is. Like it's.
It's like
how
a
would you
double...
describe it?
So it's like, okay, I was talking about this with Adam again. Where it's like the back half of like a bicycle, but they just took out the handlebars and then the wheel on the front, and then just replaced that with the two, and then the seat kind of in front.
Like it's just like the most bizarre little improvised vehicle. But I love the sequence where like the priest wants to get him out of there because the priest is obviously flirting with the new Lady Encarnacion, and he's like, "Hey, you got a new priestly duty. Go. This guy's got influenza." And then there's just like this, I don't know, like almost like a minute long montage of just him riding this bizarre vehicle
Yeah.
through the Mexican like back roads, and then he
Need a little
obviously
filler.
crashes it at the end. But I don't know. It's very funny that this movie doesn't seem like it's in a rush at all.
No.
Like
it's
just
very,
kind of
it's very lazy and laid back.
it's happy to have a moment like that just play out, where it's just like a random montage of just him
I
riding
am,
his
I am.
weird little scooter thing.
I am. He's
Like,
just traveling through the fucking countryside.
He's just chilling, and then he shows up, and he's like, this man, he had a good woman, a lush garden, and a collection of Russian nesting dolls. Like, it's just, I don't know, everything's just so specific. Like, I feel like every single little thing, character-wise, has had at least some sort of thought put into it. And, like, that guy doesn't even have any lines. Like, the guy who thinks he's dead. But, like, we know something about him. We know that he liked a garden and had Russian nesting dolls for some reason. Like, I don't know. I like that there is a world that was built around all of this nonsense.
Well, I feel like Jared Hess movies have that, like, always. Like, a really, like, weirdly simple but wildly defined worlds.
Question, by the way, about Jared Hess. Do you think this Minecraft movie is going to be any good?
No.
I don't think so, but if it is good, he is the only thing that gives me hope about it.
Yes. But it looks so bad. That's when I say I don't like Jack Black, that's the kind of Jack Black I don't like. I feel like he does so many roles like that where it's just like, oh my god, shut the fuck up.
But the second trailer was funnier than the first.
Yeah, but that's a low bar.
Yeah,
Like, that first trailer was awful. It was really bad. But the second trailer, the moment that Jack Black was like, when I was a child, I fiend for the mines. And then, the fucking, child labor laws is what kept him out, and it's like a tragedy. That's like a funny backstory. He was stopped by child
all
labor
I'm
laws.
going to say is I will be sat opening night. Midnight showing.
Midnight showing.
No, I am with you. I think that movie's gonna be terrible. But if it is good, all the credit goes to Jared Hess. Because he does.
Jason Momoa's in it?
Yeah, Jason Momoa is in it, and he doesn't look very good in it so far. I don't know. I like the other wrestlers that they fight, like the Satan's cavemen, the little people.
The little people.
They remind me of like Mad Max kids, like the kids.
God,
from Mad
yeah.
Max.
I like when he sees them outside of the ring.
Yeah, and they're just also just hissing at him.
Yeah,
like it seems like
the
that's
whole
just
face
who they are.
shit.
And that's what it's just great that like wrestling's completely real in this world.
Like, they have the battle jam, like, near the end, when he, wrestles, 6 people at once, and, the winner gets to face Ramses.
And he comes in second.
He comes in second. Silencio does the tombstone pile driver to win it. I love that they have that little moment where they show every wrestler in the match and give just, a brief little... description of who they are, their name, their weight, that kind of stuff's not necessary, but interesting. And I like that a lot of those guys, when they go to that party with all the other wrestlers, and a lot of those guys are present there, before you even see them in the ring. That's, I don't know, there's a world here. And also, one of the hardest I laughed at this movie is when that lady at that party is really into Steven.
Yeah.
And he's
there's there's the secret passage.
Yeah, he's like, how did you get up here so quick? She goes, secret tunnels.
and then she chases him through a secret tunnel.
It's like, what the fuck?
What does that mean? Why is there secret tunnels in a house? And it's not even really secret. It's just a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
The very clearly open hole in the wall.
Just absolute nonsense. But no, yeah, then, so the love interest in this movie is Sister Encarnacion, which is a nun that, has come here to this convent, and immediately he's talking about how they should break their vows.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, what if we just, didn't
Instantly.
do this?
Right away. I really don't think he's actually that sold on, the priesthood god stuff.
He's just in it for the chicks.
I love when he says to Steven, you ever had it with a nun?
Yeah.
And he's like, no. What an insane question to ask a homeless man.
This guy you fought the other day over a bag of chips.
I love like when he wants to have toast with her in her little room, and he slides the bread under the door.
And he's stuffing the other slice because it didn't go through, and she just opens the fucking door.
Like that shot of him like standing in the doorway. She's like, "It's very late." He's like, "Uh-huh."
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty bad about it.
Like he's not good when he tries to impress her by like beating up those guys in the alleyway, and
He
he's
shoves
wearing,
his pants up his butt.
Yeah, he's wearing the clothes that definitely are way too small for him. Like,
Don't judge him.
I also love that thing where this is the first time that like either him or Steven has had any sort of spending money, and their version of living luxuriously is so funny to me. Like he buys those fancy shoes. And also, filmmaking moment where he's there at the market buying fancy ingredients for the orphans, and he stops and he's looking at like the butcher shop, and then he's looking at that, and then the camera like pans, like there's like a little fade in, oh shit, what's that called? The camera thing where like the rack focus, and rack focuses to the fancy shoes behind it. I think it like is showing that he is losing the focus of what he originally wanted to do.
Yes.
And he got those fucking shoes instead of buying the stuff for the orphans. But they're also stupid looking shoes, especially with his robes.
I also love the other guy's obsession with street corn.
Yes.
Every time he just gets more and more elote.
When he smacks the corn out of his hands, it's like, get that corn out of my face. He gets
That's
so
what finally
mad.
starts the
Come
fight.
out of my face.
He jumps on him.
Such a violent slap too. There was a lot of just like hating that slap.
It's so like when he's like trying to impress her in his like leisure clothes. She's like, "Oh, my robes, they were stinky. These are my leisurely clothes."
Yeah.
It's like you get to the center of a man, you find his nucleus.
I wonder if that was improv.
I really don't know. I really like so much of this movie just has this weird loose vibe to it. And like after he loses the battle jam against those 6 wrestlers, and he decides to go into the wilderness.
And he's like just up the
like
hill.
5 feet away. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he's like, "How did you find me?" He's like, "I saw you from the village." And they're like right there.
It pissed. I was like, "Hello, Nacho."
and Steven has some character development. After he goes from saying he hates orphans to running over Silencio's foot with the weird cart thing to save that orphan from him.
It was a big moment for the screenwriters. I'm glad they grabbed it.
Maybe he was an orphan.
Whoa, you think so? You think it was a self-hate thing?
Yeah.
Wow. We're really reaching deep here, guys. Like, this is some raw podcast audio here.
This is
Feel free to cry.
I just, like, I don't know. I really do think that there is, like, as silly as this movie is, I do think that there is thought put into the character work here.
Oh, 100%. It's like a very heartfelt movie.
Yeah.
Like, everyone changes. Do you guys think that Sister Encarnacion broke her vows?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, she's
I was
nasty.
really debating this. I have no clue.
I don't think she does.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Like-
go with no. She seems to really enjoy where she's at and want to help people.
She's a nasty one.
Yeah.
Like-
She'd be throwing it back hard.
Michael, that's so gross.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fucked
sorry.
up, dude. That's a nun.
Sorry.
Yeah. And not just a nun, that's a woman.
All nuns are women.
I
Are you-
Oh my
sure?
god,
Wow.
dude.
wow.
Way to get
okay.
political.
Limiting it.
Wow.
I love the ending of this movie. I love that he buys the bus for the orphans. I think that's very cute.
Yeah. That was a good payoff.
But I like at the end when it's him and her standing there and they're kind of looking at each other. I don't feel that this has them like. I don't think they're together at the end.
No.
No, I think they just work together at the orphanage.
Like,
yeah, it was like a mutual like, yeah, we did it for the kids.
I love before his big match at the end. I love that they're showing like a little montage of how Ramsey's getting prepared and he's getting oiled up, and they're telling him like, "You are
like,
Ramsey's
eyes are perfect."
And then it cuts to him, and he's
God,
like,
yeah.
"I wrote a song about Encarnacion when I was in the wild. Do you want to hear it?"
Yeah.
And they slip in that little thing where it's like, "I ate some bugs, I ate some grass, I used my hand to wipe my tears."
That part was the only part where I was like, okay, it's a little too Jack Black. Like he's mostly lost in the character, and then that one part you're like, okay, it's a very Jack Black moment.
Yes.
The scene where he sneaks his way into like the party and joins the mariachi band. Apparently, that's all improvised by him.
Yeah, they didn't write the song
That's funny.
beforehand. And Jack Black's like, "I got a song. I'll do it."
I got this. I have my own TV show.
But
on
like you
HBO.
say, that's very Jack Black. And is that a negative in that scene though? Because I like it when he sings that song about Encarnacion.
I think it's funny.
I like it but when he starts scatting, it feels less like I'm watching Nacho.
Yeah, that's Jack Black.
Like that's the only part that kind of is a bummer to me, is like when you lose the character and the actor.
Yes.
I could definitely see that. I agree with that part of it. But I also do believe that not Ignacio would write a song.
Yes.
Oh, 100%. It's really like when he starts doing the scatting and stuff that's just so like, okay, this is Jack Black.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
I also just... After they lose their first match and it cuts to them in like the back room
And he's shitting.
He's just obviously shitting and he's like talking to himself. He's like, "Come on, baby, come on."
Yeah.
That's so ridiculous. When
so
he does
glad I
the
watched that movie a
surprise
second time.
baptism on Steven.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. Just the
Right.
real quick, the dunk.
He's like, "I've been thinking about your salvation and stuff."
I did have one major thought while watching this movie that I wanted to share.
Yes, please share.
This is the first movie I've watched that I had an overwhelming thought of like, this is something I'd want to show my son.
That's awesome.
It's kind of beautiful.
That's
watching
really
this, I was
sweet.
like, this is something I'm excited to show my son.
Alan,
Hell
we're
yeah.
talking about Nacho Libre, not the wrestler.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was really spacing out.
Yeah.
It's really spacing.
Imagine
day.
like showing a toddler like, "Hey, here's Randy the Ram."
Yeah. Now watch what he does here. He shoots up. Say it with me. Steroids. Good job.
I mean, you'll never guess who I watched it with.
And like that's yeah. It's like that's the Necro Butcher.
Yeah.
It's the Necro Butcher.
He's in
Yeah,
Ring
see,
of Honor.
He's a
playing
real
on
guy,
his
though. He's not just his
Atari.
character.
You want to see his fight with Samoa Joe?
Oh my god, that name sounds really racist.
I mean, he is Samoan.
And he
Yeah.
owns a coffee company.
But
Doesn't that sound not nice though? Like it's like
Samoa Joe?
Only
I
when
don't
it
know.
comes
I'm
out of
just so
your
used
Nice
to
one,
racist ass
Alan.
mouth.
That was good. That was fun.
Thank you.
I'm just
Thank you,
used to Samoa Joe as like a wrestler. I've known him for years, so I don't even really think about it. I guess.
It
But
just
yeah.
sounds like you don't like Samoans.
Yeah, you got a problem? Is that why you don't like Roman Reigns?
Oh, shit.
I have no opinion on Roman Reigns.
Who is a Samoan named Joe?
I don't
Oh
know.
my God! Yeah, he is a Samoan named Joe. Michael.
Can we stop talking about this?
Oh, yeah. Hate to spoil all the stuff for your meeting you go to in the woods with your other friends.
What are you talking about?
With that burning cross.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're calling me a clan member. I
Yeah, your
see.
weird ghost party.
Oh, pointy ghost boys. Pointy ghost boys. We know what it is.
Yeah, we know.
I wonder which one's Michael. Oh, it's the one with the spaghetti sauce on the robe.
All the spaghetti and liquor stains.
Oh, the one with the cigar ash, I bet.
The scene. So there's the montage of them losing a bunch of wrestling matches in a row. I love the one where the guys on the other tag team take their belts out and just start whipping them with the belts.
Oh my god, yeah. It's just brutal. And again,
It's
every
ridiculous.
fucking fight, the guy just gets his like a chunk of his hair just fucking ripped out.
And I do love it has the thing where like Nacho does not win a single match in the whole movie until the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a good match too. Like it is not unbelievable that he wins that match.
No, it's a classic match.
Like
Classic underdog tale.
I'm just saying from like an in-ring perspective, he gets better and better throughout the movie. Every time you see him, he is doing better in ring work.
Yeah.
And in the Battle Jam especially, like he makes it to the final two.
Yeah.
And he does good work. It's fun to watch. And then when he finally gets to Ramsey's, he's going to lose, but then he like wins doing his own thing. And I
Yeah.
like it a lot. I think it's very well done.
Eagle powers.
I like in the last match when Ramses is just splitting open Nacho's legs
Yeah.
and then headbutts him right in the butthole.
That's real lucha work there.
That's crowd
You don't
work.
know.
You need to get the
I,
ladies involved.
Apparently there was like like when they were filming that last scene, there's a moment where like Jack Black like dove off of like the ring corner, the post, and it went wrong and he busted his face open really hard on a folding chair in the audience.
Oh.
And like he had this
They
giant
call that
gash.
getting color the hard way.
No, and he had this giant gash right above his eye, and they rushed him to a Mexican hospital, and they're like, we need to fix this in a way where it won't show. Like, this man is an actor, he needs his face. He can't have a giant scar. So they're like, we demand to bring in like the best Mexican plastic surgeon you could find. And apparently, like an hour later, this woman shows up. She's the surgeon, and she's wearing a full-on ball gown.
Oh, what?
A woman surgeon. Can you believe it?
Oh, I guess it is Mexico.
But,
Wow.
but she comes in wearing a full-on ball gown because she was at like an event.
Oh my god.
And they pulled her out, and they're like, you need to do surgery on Jack Black's face. So this fucking woman, like, did the surgery right then and there, and, like, you can't tell, like, in the little interview Jack Black was doing, he, like, pointed out where the scar is, and it's true, you could barely see it, and he's like, my whole fucking forehead was, like, busted open from that. I'm like, that's craziness, like, that's ridiculous.
Damn.
I love that story, and also, Jack Black blamed Jared Hess, because it was his fault.
Yeah.
He told him to dive in the wrong direction. But also, apparently, the first wrestling, like the first fight, the first match, had a lot more farts in it originally, and the producers from Nickelodeon asked them to tone it down.
Nickelodeon, the
Whoa.
host of the Best Fart Awards? Dude, rigged.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. They didn't want to come off as biased, giving it to their own movie.
Post-woke Nickelodeon.
Honestly.
Yeah, fucking Dan
Go
Schneider
back to the
asses.
go back to the Schneider era.
Yeah,
Fucking
dude. I want to see the
bullshit.
Schneider cut.
It's just close-up shots of feet the whole movie.
Just
It's
so
3 hours,
much
black and
feet.
white shots of little kids' feet.
Jesus.
I am.
That's a good joke.
It's still got the song though.
No,
I
you gotta keep
am.
the
I am.
song. But
like a
I
montage.
do we have anything else to say about Nacho Libre? Do we recommend this movie to people?
I recommend it.
I recommend it. 7 out of 10.
I recommend it 100%. Watch it with your son. I'll watch it with mine.
Yeah. See,
Again, very
that's a
sweet
father's
sentiment.
opinion.
Yeah. That is like... It really was the first movie where I was like, yeah, this is something I really want to show my son. It's like fun. It's full of heart. It's got a good message. It's got wrestling.
Yeah.
It's got
It lives up to
wrestling.
kayfabe.
I love when Ignacio says, like, we gotta go pro. And Escalito, Steven, is like, we can't just go pro. There's a lot of politics involved.
Yeah.
And then his amazing quote, I hate all orphans in the whole world. But,
I mean, he's so real for that.
he's so real. But yes, I recommend Nacho Libre.
Yeah.
Everyone come back later this month, and we will have an episode talking about The Wrestler.
Wait, I have one more thing to say.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Because I'm just kind of rewatching the ending right now as we finish up this episode.
I am.
And this is like probably, I'm sorry, this is not good enough to have done like a, wait, don't end the episode.
Just say it.
Wow. You know what? I'm not. End the episode.
All right, see you guys.
Yeah, way to cut him off, asshole. Jesus.
Have a good one.
I quit.
I wanted to hear
Oh
that.
my god.
All right, bye, everybody.
Bye. Who was that?
All right, all you turtos and turtettes. That's the show. Have yourself a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.